Hello everyone, welcome back again. So in the continuation of our communication series, we have started a very new topic, that is barriers of communication. So in the earlier video, I have explained you about the meaning and definitions of barriers, as well as the importance to learn different kinds of barriers. That is going to be very much helpful while you are communicating with others. So we can say that understanding of barriers is very much important for the smooth functioning of our communication, because whenever we know about the barriers, we are quite much aware that the things of do's and don'ts while doing the communication, right? So just the awareness of barriers helps you to understand the process of communication and the different ways that you can make your process of communication barriers free. So in the continuation of our barriers of communication, today the second part is, in the second part, we are going to learn about barriers at the three levels. As you can see at your screen right now, in this video, we are just going to learn the occurrence of barriers, like at what part does the barriers occur. So we can simply say that barriers occur at three levels, right? So without any delay, let's begin. So learners, as you can see at your screen right now, here it is clearly mentioned that barriers occurs at three levels. You have to remember that the first level of the occurrence of barriers is at the level of transmitter, right? As you can see at your screen right now, that at the level of transmitter. Second one is at the level of medium, right? And the third one is at the level of receiver. So now I am going to explain you about the each level. What does the level of transmitter means, what does the level of medium means, and what does the level of receiver means. So we are going to our next slide, that is, so at the level of transmitter, the occurrence of the barrier at the level of transmitter means the occurrence of barrier at the level of the initiator. So transmitter is a person, or in simply we can say that transmitter is a sender, right? So sender at the part of the communicator. So barrier can occur at three levels. The first level we are going to understand is that at the level of transmitter. So transmitter means the communicator, the initiator, or we simply can say that is the sender. So here just focus on the very first point of the slide is that barriers at the part of sender mean some problem or fault at the encoding of ideas, message, thoughts, feelings, etc. Right? So as you know very much well, if you have learned the process of communication in a very good manner, that at the level of the sender means whenever a sender initiate a message, as you know very well that sender has a responsibility for initiating the message, right? So whenever the barriers occur at the part of the sender, we can call it as the barriers at the level of transmitter. I hope it's going to be clear to each and every one. In more simpler form, we can say that कि जब भी कोई भी बैरियर आपके सेंडर के पार्ट पर आएगा तो हम उसे एट द लेवल ऑफ ट्रांसमीटर कहेंगे कि अकरेंस हो रहा है बैरियर का कहाँ पर, आपके सेंडर के पार्ट पे. आपको पता है जैसे कि सेंडर क्या होता है, इनिशिएटर करता है, ठीक है. सेंडर एक ऐसा पर्सन होता है जो अपने कम्युनिकेशन को इनिशिएट करता है. सेंडर के पास कोई पर्टिकुलर पर्पस और ऑब्जेक्टिव होता है उस पार्ट ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन को शेयर करने का. अगर सेंडर के पार्ट में कोई भी प्रॉब्लम आती है तो हम उस बैरियर को कहेंगे एट द लेवल ऑफ ट्रांसमीटर. और ये जो आपका बैरियर है एट द लेवल ऑफ ट्रांसमीटर, वो बहुत सारी जगह आ सकता है. जैसे कि एनकोडिंग की प्रोसेस में आपको जैसे पता है कि एनकोडिंग कौन करता है, हु डज एनकोडिंग. सो ऑब्वियसली सेंडर डज encoding. So here in the very first line it is clearly mentioned that whenever a barrier occurs at the part of sender is going to be known as at the level of transmitter. So at the part of sender the barrier occurs at the time of encoding of ideas, at the time of creating the message, at the time of assembling the thoughts or the feelings, right? So now we further go in more depth, like at the part of the sender, how does this barrier occur? What are the situations or what are the things that it leads to the barriers at the part of sender? So let's move to the second point. It is clearly written, no clarity about the objective of communication. Very important. If the sender does not hold the clarity about the objective of communication, then definitely barriers will occur. Like for example, अगर कोई सेंडर है, अगर उसको एक रोल ऑफ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी मिला है कि उसे अपनी बात दूसरों तक पहुंचानी है, लेकिन सेंडर अपने थॉट्स में खुद ही क्लियर नहीं है, ठीक है, वो बहुत सारी कंफ्यूजन में है, डिलेमा में है कि उसे क्या बोलना है, उसे बोलना चाहिए या नहीं बोलना चाहिए, वो अपने वर्ड्स को असेंबल नहीं कर पा रहा है, थॉट्स को एक जगह इकट्ठा नहीं कर पा रहा है, उसे प्रॉपर वर्ड्स नहीं मिल रहे हैं, एज वेल एज वो अपनी ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन में ही क्लियर नहीं है, तो डेफिनेटली देयर इज द पॉसिबिलिटी दैट occurrence of barrier will definitely going to happen, right? So second point is saying, if the sender does not hold the clarity about the objective of communication, then the barrier is going to be come, right? The third one is sender lack communication skill. The third point is also very important at the part of the sender, like the person who is the sender, who is the initiator of the communication, does not have a good communication skill. Here communication skill does not mean that the person should be well versed in English or any other kind of language. Here the communication skill means the clarity of thoughts, कि वो अपनी बात सामने वाले को सही ढंग से समझा पा रहा है या नहीं, ठीक है। देखिए, अगर सेंडर का कम्युनिकेशन स्किल अच्छा नहीं होगा, मान लीजिए अगर सेंडर ने डिसाइड करा कि वो ओरली कम्युनिकेट करेगा, उसे मैसेज ओरली देना है, लेकिन उसका प्रोनाउंसिएशन अच्छा नहीं है, उसका सिलेक्शन ऑफ वर्ड्स अच्छा नहीं है, या फिर वो करेक्ट लैंग्वेज का यूज़ नहीं कर रहा है जो रिसीवर को समझ में आ जाए, तो डेफिनेटली इससे क्या होंगे, बहुत सारी बैरियर्स अकर होंगे। मान लीजिए फॉर एग्जाम्पल, राइट नाउ आई एम यूजिंग द लैंग्वेज इंग्लिश एंड हिंदी टू मेक यू अंडरस्टैंड, बट इफ somebody does not know the meaning of the language Hindi and English, so whatever I am communicating with that person is going to be waste. We are not going to achieve the desired outcomes. So यहाँ पर कहा गया है कि सेंडर क्या करेगा, अगर उसका कम्युनिकेशन स्किल अच्छा नहीं है तो ये बहुत ज़्यादा संभावना रहती है कि बहुत सारे बैरियर्स अकर होंगे, राइट। नेक्स्ट वन इज फेयर ऑफ द रिसीवर्स स्टेटस। ये भी एक रीज़न होता है कि जिससे सेंडर के पार्ट में बैरियर्स आते हैं। जैसे कि मान लीजिए अगर कोई सेंडर है और उसको किसी पर्सन को एक मैसेज कम्युनिकेट करना है, लेकिन जो रिसीवर है वो बहुत ज़्यादा हाई पावर को बिलोंग करता है या उसके पास अथॉरिटी बहुत ज़्यादा है कंपैरिजन टू द सेंडर, तो वो उसके रिसीवर के स्टेटस से इन्फ्लुएंस होकर अपनी ओरिजिनल बात को नहीं कहेगा, ऐसी संभावना है। अगर वो ऐसा करता है कि वो रिसीवर के स्टेटस से डर गया है, तो देन डेफिनेटली ये किसके पार्ट में बैरियर आ रहा है, सेंडर के पार्ट में आ रहा है। अगर ऐसा कर रहा है तो ओरिजिनल इंफॉर्मेशन रिसीवर के पास नहीं पहुंच रही है। दैट इज व्हाई इट इज हियर रिटन फेयर ऑफ द रिसीवर्स स्टेटस। आई होप इट इज क्लियर। Next one is sender's reliability. That is very much important, right? Reliability means, the meaning of reliability is विश्वसनीयता, कि आपका जो सेंडर है वो कितना ज़्यादा रिलायबल है, कि उस पर विश्वास किया जा सकता है कि जो भी वो कम्युनिकेशन इनिशिएट कर रहा है, जो भी फैक्ट और फिगर्स वो सामने वाले तक पहुंचा रहा है, वो बहुत ज़्यादा रिलायबल है। कहने का मतलब है कि उसका जो कलेक्शन है इंफॉर्मेशन का वो वैलिड सोर्सेस से है, उसने कोई फॉल्स इंफॉर्मेशन नहीं दी है ताकि आगे चलकर दिक्कत हो। तो सेंडर का रिलायबल होना बहुत ज़रूरी है, उसके फैक्ट एंड फिगर्स का करेक्ट होना बहुत ज़रूरी है, जिससे एक आपका कम्युनिकेशन का प्रोसेस बैरियर फ्री कंप्लीट हो सके, राइट। Next one is difference of perception. As you can see, the second last point is difference of perception, कि definitely sender और receiver दोनों ही दो अलग अलग individual हैं, right? Means both are different individuals, so they are going to have different opinions, different ideas, different perceptions. But whenever we communicate with each other, we have to agree at some point, like we should avoid our difference of perception in a nicer way. But here the sender is very much rigid in nature, like sender is very much stubborn. वो अपनी गलती मानने को तैयार नहीं है, या अपनी बात से वो we can simply say that if the sender is not flexible in nature, then definitely there is the possibility that barriers will occur. If barriers occur due to the sender's inflexibility, then it will fall under the part of the transmitter, means the occurrence of the barrier occurs at the part of the transmitter, right. So the last point is sender's educational qualifications, experience, age and culture as well as the mental state also affect the process of communication. तो बोला गया कि अगर आपका जो सेंडर है, अगर उसकी एजुकेशनल क्वालिफिकेशन उस पर्टिकुलर मैसेज को देने के लिए एप्ट नहीं है, या उसके पास उस कम्युनिकेशन को ड्रैग आउट करने के लिए या डिलीवर करने के लिए प्रॉपर एक्सपीरियंस एज नहीं है, तो डेफिनेटली बैरियर्स आ सकते हैं। As well as there is the focus on the mental state. हम सभी लोगों का एक समय एक जैसा mental state नहीं होता. Sometimes we are very much happy, sometimes we struggle with our own very much mental state of problems. So कहा गया है कि हो सकता है barriers occur at the part of the sender due to his educational qualification, experience as well as the age and culture also. Like you know, we live in a diverse society. There are different people belongs to the different culture. Like we don't know the things of other cultures too. So there might be a conflict can occur. Right. So whatever I'm telling you in this video, like I just told you that I'm going to explain barriers at 3 level, but due to time constraint I'm just going to explain the only one level, that is the at the level of transmitter. So in the continuation of our other series I'm going to continue with the at the level of receiver and at the level of medium. So just to give an overview, or let me summarize this it again. At the level of transmitter means whatever barriers occur at the part of the sender or the communicator or the initiator is going to be known as the at the level of transmitter. So at the part of the sender, there can be various kinds of barriers occur due to different scenes and scenarios. Number one, like the sender does not have the qualification or the age and experience or mental state to deliver to the other person, as well as the sender is inflexible in nature, then definitely barriers will occur. And the next one is if the sender does not hold the clarity about the objective of communication, if he does not know that the what he is going to communicate, he does not know the aim behind of communication, then definitely barriers will occur. The sender lacks communication skill, then definitely this is the major barrier reason of occurrence. Right. Next one is the fear of the receiver status. Next one is sender's reliability, and the next one is difference of perceptions. So I hope this is very much clear to each and every one. If you found any problem, please let me know. And in the next videos, we are going to cover the other two levels of the barriers. So right now, that's all for today. So thank you so much for listening.